I would like to point out that when you are in here, if you hold your control key down and scroll over any of these, it does give you a menu, a pop-up menu, and describes what that brush is, what it does, as well as if you hold the shift key, or excuse me, the control key down over any of the tools that are basically in this interface, you'll be able to find additional information to help you navigate. Another really strong tool that I think once you begin using it, you'll integrate that very quickly into your pipeline is called the Lazy Mouse. Lazy Mouse can be found under Stroke, and you just click on Lazy Mouse. Again, there are different settings that you can use, but to create an example, what we're going to do is use the standard brush. I'm dragging my mouse over the surface of my geometry. I'm getting something that looks kind of jagged and noisy. Part of if you use the Lazy Mouse feature, then you can see that it gives some delay in the stroke. It sort of averages out that information and gives you a much nicer, cleaner stroke. Now this is available for use with the other brushes as well. So if you let's see, go into layer and drag that out, and you can come up here to Lazy Mouse and get a much cleaner stroke in here. I'd like to show you quickly a couple other options you have available to you for detailing out your mesh. Once you have your basic structure down, you're wanting to add finer detail to your higher resolution mesh, you have your brushes, but you also have what's called strokes and alphas. So very briefly, you can come in here. These are your typical, I still have Lazy Mouse on. Go ahead and turn that off for the time being. That's under stroke. And so what I'll do is just demonstrate the standard stroke there for you. Now, we also have dots, which gives you a similar effect. Another one is drag. So this is primarily useful for applying alphas. Now while I have this selected, I'm going to come down here. There's no alpha selected at this point, but let's go ahead and select one, such as the star, so you can see what it's going to do. As I click and drag that out and rotate it, and then you can see that it's stamping a three-dimensional star on the surface of that mesh. So I can, while I'm dragging, and scale that up and rotate that. And once I release, that is stamped into the actual mesh. Now, back to strokes. You also have color spray and spray that are available to you. You can use those with Polypaint as well, but you can effectively use those for sculpting as well. So, also, you have so many different options available for your, we'll go back to the tool here, for your for alphas. You can actually load in your own alpha maps as well. So if you have a specific thing that you want to stamp on the face, I typically use it for getting very realistic wrinkles, laugh lines in the corners of the eyes, things like that, then you can create your own alpha maps, get those in here and stamp those on. So, alright, so this will add a tremendous amount of surface deformation and tools available to you so that you can create different effects on the surface of your mesh. Now additionally, if I have a downfill selected, you can also hold down the Alt key and get a subtractive quality to that. Choose one we've already done. Hold the Alt key down and you can see that that is being depressed into the mesh rather than being pulled out of the mesh. Drag star, Alt key down, and you can see that that's being depressed into the mesh. You can also use the stroke drag dot and drag that around the surface. Let's go ahead and dial that up so you can see that a little bit better. So I can drag that around the surface until I get it placed just where I want it, and then drop it. Now you can also use drag rectangle for creating, dragging around different surface. Let's get rid of some of this. We have some surface to deal with. So if I want to create, say, a lizard skin on him, or an alien skin, I can go ahead and drag the, with the drag stroke and the different alpha channels selected. Let's give that one a try. And you can just create lots of different unusual shapes all over your face. Let's try something that's a little broken. Oh, looks like a character I know. Alright, so try one more. Again, you can create your own interesting surfacing as well. So as I drag these in here, I can sort of overlap those and really quickly get very interesting surface on my model. Some larger, some smaller. And really get very believable sort of surface going on here. Now if I were to change this to the freehand, you can see that that's just not going to be giving us what we want. And here we have the lazy mouse on again. So, alright, so if we go to freehand, we'll put an alpha on that, say this one. So, you could probably more aptly use these kinds of combinations to develop some terrain. They really probably don't give us too much of what we want for our surface on our model. you can get in here and dial down the intensity and see if that might give you a little bit more of what you're looking for in an unusual sort of mesh. And take some of this way in. Oops. Alright, so it's up to you what you're trying to achieve for your model, but I think the combination of the brushes, the strokes, and the alphas will give you plenty to choose from. And if you're looking for something very specific, you can create your own alpha, load that in, and use that as well. And the location for importing those alphas is right within the menu there. As you go through there, you can go ahead and import your files, which is any of these, JPEG, BumpMap, and you're able to create your own specialized service.